Hello, everybody. I'm going to be going through the answers to part 18 and part 19. And again, these are the last two letters before what I call the finale, which is going to be on Monday. We find out all of the loose ends from Rifka. But during chapter 18, Rifka's mother visits her and brings her something. She brings her a honey cake for her 13th birthday. If you remember, Rivka celebrated her 13th birthday alone in Belgium. She made the mitzvah for herself, if you remember that. So her mother wanted to recognize her birthday and brings her that honey cake. At this time, we already knew this was likely to happen, but when Mama is there, Rivka keeps her friendship from Ilya a secret. Her mom is very anti anything Russian. And she doesn't think that her mother would understand that she is looking at him as a little boy and not as a Russian peasant. So she thinks her mom would be mad that she is helping a peasant. So, all right. And then at the end of that letter, Rivka starts commenting about what Ilya and Rivka have in common. Even though Rivka's dying to get in and Ilya wants to go back to Russia, they have in common is that they are stuck between two worlds. They cannot get to Russia, and they are not allowed to enter the United States. So they are stuck without a home at this point. All right. The second to last letter of the book actually starts out with kind of a comical or a funny part, which it has to do with Rivka and Ilya and the toilet paper. Rivka sees wasting the paper as a serious crime, and she doesn't understand that paper is easy to get in the United States. I mean, think of today, even people, although actually during our quarantine time, toilet paper has once again become something people are fighting over and hoarding. But for most of the time, I mean, nobody gives any thought to toilet paper. You know, people even toilet paper each other's homes. It's wasted quite often. And this incident was kind of funny because it again shows that Rivka doesn't have a full understanding of the United States when she thinks they're going to get into trouble. It does turn out good for her, though, because she gets a bunch of paper to write on, which she really wanted. The last question was one where the answers were going to vary. And I enjoyed reading your answers to this because a lot of you had some really insightful things. Water was a big one. And not just water to drink, but water to clean ourselves, water to clean our clothes in, all sorts of things where people said we take water for granted. And in many parts of the world, water isn't available or clean water isn't available. Food was another good one. I was just joking with a student on a video chat yesterday about the fact that I'm sure you've all been told by your parents, don't throw that food away. They're starving children in parts of the world, even parts of the United States. Somebody had our freedoms, that those are things that we take for granted. There were lots of other good ones. I wish I could remember them. I should have written them down. Somebody had... Wow. I guess I'll have to leave myself as having a blank on that one, but there were lots of other good ones here. Oh, somebody put education. That was a great one. That we take our education for granted, although I think that's probably less true now that we have not been able to gather in schools. Really hopeful that some people will have more of an appreciation for coming to school each day now that they've had to do things on their own. All right, so that is it for part 18 and 19. And again, we'll have our meetings on Monday to do the final letter.